Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we're going to be taking a true deep dive back into the Theoryverse. In fact, we could even call this kind of like a part 2 theory, or even more so, in my opinion, a fanfiction. Some time ago, I came out with my theory on why Kylo Ren actually never died in Exegol. If you haven't seen that one, I highly encourage you to check it out, but in the interest of time, here's a quick recap. I speculated that Ben never actually died on Exegol. You see, in many different ways, Star Wars is poetic. Light and dark, the balance of the Force, they're all played out in different manners. As such, in that theory, I speculated that Kylo did leave Kefir and went to Tatooine. There, with the help of Luke and Leia, utilized his Force projection to help aid Rey in her darkest hour, and well, finally defeating Palpatine once and for all, allowing the Skywalkers to finally bring balance again, closing their chapter. And here we have a new beginning. As Kylo looks out at the twin suns, Luke explains to Kylo, "Now, as you are renewed, these are your first steps. Through this exile, you will finish your training." As Ben looks on at Luke, he starts to fade away with that friendly smile he always recognized as his old mentor. Ben, now all alone, looks at his new lightsabers, the ones he found buried in the sand belonging to Leia and Luke that Rey had previously left. After turning in for the evening on Luke's old cot, he awakens in the middle of the night. His groggy vision clears as a blue hue starts to form in his presence. Yoda laughs.
Training you seek? Patience, Ben Solo. Your first lesson, patience will be. Find me you will. Not far, not near. If it is your destiny to be a Jedi, effortless this will be.
As now is mentioned in part 1 of the theory/fanfiction, it's worth noting that the idea of Kylo being on Tatooine is the theme of exile. Where Luke and Rey look to escape these desolate planets, Ben is now sent there to train on this hellish scape, not only to learn, but as a form of discipline in lieu of his actions as Kylo Ren. And in keeping with the theme of exile, in this theory fanfiction, Yoda's first test for Kylo will actually be quite the opposite of effortless. Kylo, now Ben Solo, wanders the desert for days. He eventually suffers from hallucinations from a lack of water and lack of food. Ben begins to wonder if perhaps he is not meant to be a Jedi. Maybe he should have actually died on Kefir. Perhaps this was all some sort of sick revenge by the Force. However, his wandering comes to a close as he feels the essence of the Force guiding him in a direction. And with renewed strength, Ben finds his way to a cave opening, and in it, a neatly created hut. As he enters the hut, he is near collapse from exhaustion. He is greeted by the Force ghost of Yoda, but to his absolute shock, another Force ghost is present in the hut as well. That of Anakin Skywalker. Yoda goes on to explain that Anakin will aid in his training, that his experiences as Vader and his return as Anakin will help Kylo through exile and training to completion. So as you know, when Anakin appeared again to our heroes in episode 6, he appeared again as normal Anakin Skywalker, not Darth Vader. And as we all remember in the notorious line from episode 3's Revenge of the Sith, where Mace Windu tells Anakin that they don't grant him the rank of Master. As such, at that point in time, Anakin, still prophetic in that he brought balance to the Force, never really finished his Jedi training, as hinted in that line by Mace Windu, and since his return to the light side, has been training with Yoda in a different plane of the Force, perhaps even the world between worlds. Yoda now brings Anakin into Kylo's training for the purpose that Kylo can use Anakin as a mentor, tool, and guide to grow as Jedi, and also learn how to right the wrongs of his past, very similar to what Anakin probably had to go through with Vader. Anakin in this fanfiction will truly be paramount to Ben's training for those reasons, but Anakin will also serve as a tremendous purpose again in the future, and perhaps if you guys like this theory, I'll make a part 3 and expand on the future of Anakin and Ben in Star Wars. Well guys, there you have it. Another theory, and perhaps even my first fanfiction. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and let me know if you'd like to see part 3 on this Anakin Ben Solo theory video. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, the Force will be with you, always.